welcome back to the second half of Faded Worlds. A penny for my thoughts. So,
yes,
we had just
we're,
yeah.
yeah, we're just about done with Elle's turn, and you can take another penny from the bowl.
Yes. Penny for my thoughts. Now I just gotta drag this all the way back over to my thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, then I think it's my turn, if I'm reading this right, because I have enough to do the next bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's time to recall a pleasant memory. It's the smell of rotten flesh.
I love that smell.
The most pleasant.
Yeah. Very pleasant. So, let's see. I pitch this to Mark, I think. What's my first question?
What was it? Was it a human smelling or reeking? I better. Yeah.
Yes. And I found them in the woods. Right? What did I remember?
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, maybe it's not my job to try and put a pleasant
No.
pleasant aspect to it.
That's fully true.
Were you looking for the body?
Yes, and so were my friends. Elle?
Was it the body of someone you knew?
Yes. And let's see. And I didn't expect to find them here. So yeah, me and my friends were out playing in the woods, like kids do. We were just having a good time. And one day, I think I smelled something. I smelled something that just stung my nose, and I had to follow it. It was curious, like kids are. So we went and looked for it, and we found the body. It was under a pine tree, so it was surprisingly well preserved. We sort of shifted the lower branches aside, and we saw I saw it first. But what did I do then, Elle?
Sorry, I completely zoned out.
No worries.
Can you repeat just the last sentence you said?
I found the body first at the foot of the pine tree.
Right.
What did I do then?
Did he get hit chaos?
you uh, ran back to call the police.
That sounds familiar, or was it Brad? Can you fill me in?
I think that you all just stood there for a moment, taking it in, never having uh, uh, seen a dead body before, and you and you, even though you could smell the decay, and they looked looked pretty dead. You took a stick and just poked them, and at that point uh, the body
I think that's good.
Okay.
Yes, I remember now. I think in the back of my head I wanted to call the police, but we just stood there, just taking it in. We've never seen anything like this, and someone, it might have been me, reached out the stick and poked at it. And I think that's when we realized just how real it was. And then one of my friends, I can't remember who, is the funny one, recognized who it was. It was a girl that had gone missing a few weeks ago. It was a whole search effort in the town to try to find her. What did I say then, Mark?
Well, there was this one thought in your head. Wasn't there like a big I think it's called bounty on Leeds where this girl might be? And couldn't we like not make a fortune out of this? If we do it right?
Yeah, that might have been it. Or was it something else? Something else, Brad? Did I say something else?
I think you told the others about how the on TV the parents seemed so lost, and that at least now they'll know rather than wonder.
Right, yeah. She also given you a penny last time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think yes, I remember now. And I never thought of myself as a good child. I'd heard that the family had put out quite a noticeable reward for whoever could bring them information about their lost daughter. And we think all of us realized that if we told the authorities, then we could make good money from this. Yes, I remember now. might not have been the best group of kids, but we had each other's backs. And one thing I remember from that summer is that's when we realized that we weren't just a group of kids that happened to live on the same street. We were going to be friends for a long time. And that's what I remember.
And we managed to
So-
get. Oh. I was just gonna say, we managed to get through that without any jokes about Stephen King novels.
Yeah. So when I think of the smell of rotten flesh, I remember when I realized that my friends had my back. See, or I remember that time we found a body in the woods. What was pleasant about it was that it made me realize that my friends would always have my back.
So macabre. I love it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Good time.
And
Okay.
that's what I remember. Penny for my thoughts. I like
Back-
how evil our pleasant memories have been. And now it's Mark's turn, I think,
Oh, okay.
because he still hasn't done the first question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's not right.
Yeah, there's a button on the table page. You can just click that.
Where's the button?
On the page where all the tables are, it's the second one from the right on your side, I think. And the one is like a bunch of lines, dots,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
yeah,
I
rollable
see.
tables, and then memory.
Right. The scent of new textbooks. Oh my god. I mean, I can see making a pleasant memories of the other ones, but of this, God.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, we are stretching things here a bit, but you know, we'll try and make something out of this.
Yeah. The set of textbooks. Yeah, I've always been a kid that has been studying a lot, and you know, always strikes me odd
ask
that.
questions first.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we go into
True.
narration.
Okay.
Maybe you've never
okay,
studied. We can...
Yeah. It's. Carlo, you ask a question.
Let's see. Was it the first day of high school?
No. No, it was not.
No, it has to
You
be.
have to say yes.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
to say yes. Oh, okay. Yes, and you know, it was strange. This new building, this new way to school, the new people around me, but I wasn't afraid of change like most people. I was just stimulated by it and was really. It was a pace of change. I liked it. A change of pace. Change. Yeah. Okay. Then the next question. L?
Did you sit with a group of people at lunch that day?
Can you repeat that?
Did you sit with a group of people at lunch that day?
Yes, and there were quite a lot of interesting people, but I sat together with those nice people, and they were really interested in a lot of stuff that I was interested in, and they seem to really like a lot of things that I do like. So that was awesome. I didn't have that much that at my prior school.
Did you learn something that you never would have expected that day?
Yes. Apparently, some people do dislike the things that I and the people I was with liked, and they were calling us weird names and stuff, but I didn't care too much about it.
Okay. Yeah. So now you string those answers together and start telling. Sorry.
Yeah. Now you
Telling
remember.
us what you remember. Now you actually remember things.
Yeah, and now I remember I went to school and I was always someone that liked to, you know, experience things and learn things, and I've never really been too much with my into the lectures because they weren't going far enough, and I was secretly always looking into the book like 10 pages ahead what would come up next. If the book was empty, I just brought my own book with me, and everything was new now, and that was cool, and there were people looking at me weirdly for being enthusiastic, but I didn't care that much, and so did the people that I hang out with, and you know most of them at least. Some did seem to mind that there were people who disliked us, it seems, but it wasn't too bad. And also, why would people have problems with us being into roleplay anyway? Okay.
Yeah. Now you start building from that. You're saying, where does the memory go from here?
I have to say, Samuel,
You start.
I start. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on that day, I also met her. She was I thought she was beautiful. Some might disagree, some may agree, but I didn't care in any way. And there she was sitting just in front of me, and I didn't know what I didn't know what would how I would feel about her in the near future. Just being there, talking normally to her.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Then now you see.
Now, what did you say?
Hmm? Yeah.
Or
Now you ask one of us what
Guidance.
what you did or said. Yeah. Ask for guidance.
Yeah. Elle, could you help me out?
Uh-huh. You asked her if she wanted to battle you in Pokemon.
Okay.
Hmm.
And now I have to ask for another guidance, right?
Yes.
Okay, Brad. Guide me.
And the meeting her for the first time and being nervous you just blurted out something about your new character in the role-playing game, and were aghast for a moment, but then she smiled and told you about one of her favorite characters.
Yeah, I think that's it. Now I have to put it into the context and story, right?
Yeah, you give the penny to whichever one you decided on.
Okay. Then, oops, I just.
You crossed them out. They're no longer in play.
You don't need those.
Lost to inflation.
Okay.
They're pennies. Yeah.
Oh, I think we have to change the our economy system here. One has everything and everybody else is poor. That doesn't.
Hey, that's how
This is
capitalism
capitalism.
works.
Yeah.
It'll be a redistribution of wealth soon enough.
Yeah. Then I asked her out, like that we play together, that we make a new role-playing group, and she agreed to it, and we made our own club in that sense in the school, and it was fun, but it became more and more just about us than about the role-playing. Except when we did other role-playing in a few years after.
Yeah, then you have to ask another question because you still have a penny. You have to ask for guidance again.
Okay, then I ask you for guidance.
So what am I guiding you on? Or are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question that you're supposed to ask is, what did I do or say then?
What is? Sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah. So you tell the story up to a point.
Okay. And then okay, I see.
Yeah, and then you ask what you did or said at that point.
So I think if you wanted to back up a little bit rather than because.
Okay, no, I see. I'm just sorry. I'm slow learner. That's
yeah, no worries.
Anyway, we were doing more role playing, but it wasn't anymore about role playing, and people were nagging about us, like saying that we should finally talk to each other, so we don't have to play it all out in our role playing games. It's getting annoying. We want to play, and you can do it another time or all the time. They don't care, but it gets a little bit of boring in that sense, that it's always the same with us every week. And yeah, so I went up to her and then I said,
yeah. So who are you asking?
I'm asking you.
Okay. Yeah. Then you said, forget about them. We'll find another group that fits us better. Yeah. Yes. Now you fill out your part of the questionnaire. The first question.
Yes.
So the first blank is your memory trigger.
Yeah, I understand that part, but I have to text here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
20, please.
I'm so sorry. How did that end?
They ended up realizing that like just sticking with the club and like trying to change it from within was better than like straight up leaving it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely the least morbid
Unlike
one
with
so far.
capitalism.
Indeed.
Oops. Okay. This is not really looking. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can rearrange them. Okay. Yeah, so now you take a penny.
Mm.
You
Or your thoughts.
indeed.
Okay. Yeah. No. What the hell? How did I manage this? Oh.
Okay.
A penny for my thoughts and. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, now we're done with the pleasant memories, which these definitely have been so far.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, now it's time to move on to the unpleasant ones.
Okay.
And Brad, you have enough to move on.
All right.
So
So I will go ahead and.
let's see. Hold for a moment. I'm just going to remove the old results.
All right.
See, textbooks. There we go. And yeah, good.
Here we go. Walking on the beach alone.
Hmm.
And how that ruined my life.
Hmm.
Uh.
Yep.
So I start off by
You
holding off
start
the-
off by prompting a guided question or a guiding question.
Okay. So Al, what was it about walking on the beach alone?
Um, had someone just died?
Yes. Uh. Uh. My my best friend. Uh. He was. We had been. He had been. It was sudden. Um. Hala?
So you don't give over the penny now. That's later.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to share because it just didn't seem fair.
Nope. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
not okay.
that's
That would be
socialism.
communist. Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Was it raining?
Yes, but
Mm-mm.
oh yes. Although at the time I didn't really I didn't even process the rain. My mind was so far away. Mark?
Was nobody there for you at the time?
Yes, I had. I had pushed everybody away. I mean, even leading up to this, uh, uh, my lifestyle had gotten a little out of control, uh, and I didn't know who my uh, you know, other than him, I didn't know who my real friends were, and which ones were just there because of uh, as hangers on.
Was this after your father passed away?
Uh, yes, yes, and uh, while my father and I weren't all that close, everything changed then because I inherited. Um, so I remember now. Uh, I had found out about uh, David's death just the day before, and rather than rather than trying to reach out, I just uh, uh, withdrew and it, I, I had other friends, but he was the only one who I trusted, who I knew was there for me rather than for their own agenda. Um, and that's that's when I came across the car. Uh, it had uh, it looked like it had run into a tree. Uh, but uh, I'm having trouble remembering what I did once I saw it, Kala.
For the first time in a long time, you decided to help someone else rather than yourself.
Well, I'd like to think that's the case, but but was it? Was it Elle?
Uh, you walked away and you left it because you didn't think that you could help.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, I remember now. Um, I I did uh, go and try and help. Um, and it turns out that the driver had been uh, thrown free. Um, uh, and when I found them, they were in really bad shape. Uh, I pulled out my phone and fumbled with it, but uh, but Mark, what did I do?
Remember to give
Oh,
us your penny to the one.
and here, have a penny.
Well,
Do we give a penny to both, or
to the one you pick.
um, so when you saw them, like there was this thought of you know getting calling for help, getting the ambulance here, and it try to at least uh, save them, but you know there was this more of this void. This what does it matter? Does it even matter? Maybe they are better off if they just die here than all the pain they have to go through, and then even after, even if they survive and get fully recovered, will it even be worth it in the end? Or should I just be merciful and
Yeah, remember to keep this concise.
okay.
okay? So yeah, that it could have played out that way, but did it really, Al?
You remembered what you learned in your CPR class, and you called 911, and then you did the stuff that you learned about what to do when somebody's been in a car accident.
So yeah, I remember now. I did call 911 and tried to help them. And I remember from the class that you're not supposed to move them, but to check to make sure that they can at least breathe. And I remember that they were, but it was uh, uh, so shallow, and there's so much blood, and and I could tell that their ribs were broken. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to give CPR. I think that might have made it worse. But as I heard the sirens coming, their breath kept on getting shorter and shorter, and it was a race, and it was and in the end it was too late when the paramedics finally arrived. So
Oh no, I already got the penny.
okay.
I took the penny while you were gone.
Okay, that's cool.
You stole it.
Yeah,
Um,
I repossessed it.
it's all good. So now I fill out the questionnaire next, right?
Oh, you still have 2 pennies left.
Oh, oh yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
So once once it was clear too late when the paramedics arrived. And as they stepped out, my vision sort of went red, and I don't quite remember what I did next, Kala.
I think as
Or what did I do next?
I think you decided to go back the way you came. You still left your car somewhere. a long drive home.
Uh, yeah, no, I remember. So I didn't even uh, I didn't even acknowledge the paramedics. I just walked.
You have to ask someone else as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
why am I? Sorry. Uh, uh,
I
yeah.
don't know everything about your memory, man.
Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. So, that I could have done it that way, but Mark, really, is that how it played out?
Uh, Actually, there was a small breakdown and punching on the floor a bit. Like everyone is dying and everything is dying, and but at some point it just went away and you didn't care too much anymore. You just resigned.
Uh, so yes, I swung at swung at one of the paramedics, and but I it was uh, it was disjointed. I wasn't really aiming, and uh, they they backed off, and the other one like grabbed my arm, and uh, uh, I just ran out of fight almost immediately. Um, but and the other one checked on the body, and then I I think they called the police, um, but I just headed off, or started to, but then then something stopped me. Um, I turned to one of the paramedics, and what was it I said, Kala?
Just I haven't seen you since the science fair. You guys got a better job.
Or did I, L?
Um, you said, I'm sorry about everything. It's been a rough few weeks.
Um, so, yeah, I remember now. I said to the paramedic that, that it had been a long time since since that science fair, um, and that I, I guess you've gotten a better job, but they they gave me such a look, um,
Hmm.
and you know, I deserved it. I you know, they didn't know if I had been, you know, involved in the accident. Um, uh, but when when the police did arrive, um, they they ask me some questions, um, uh, but they recognize me, um, and even though there was uh, the assault, the paramedic decided not to press charges. Probably should have. That's, in retrospect, I kind of wish they had. That's what I remember.
Okay. Good. Good.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Start
gonna-
filling out your form.
yeah.
And I think, in the interest of time, we can just keep going while
Yeah,
you
by all means.
write the stuff. Yeah. So right now, me and Al are tied for a number of pennies. So there are a few procedures to decide in the event of a tie, but it's still a tie by all of those. It's just supposed to go by who has the most number of blank spaces, then who has the most number of pennies. But we're tied in those as well. So yeah, feel free to go if you want.
Okay, I will go then.
Let's see.
All on this table. The feeling of looking at the clear night sky. Okay, Mark.
Were you with someone?
Yes, I was with my longtime girlfriend, Kala.
Let's see. Were you talking about what had happened the night before?
Yes. We were talking about the fight that we had had. Brad?
And was the was the fight really about something you felt angry about that didn't actually involve your girlfriend directly?
Yeah, I was angry because I hadn't gotten a job that I had applied for, and I had taken it out on her, and I felt really bad about it. Okay.
See, I think I get another question.
Okay. Mark
What?
again.
Okay.
Oh no, you can
yeah.
go. Like whatever.
Yeah, I think it's me as the reader get another.
Yeah.
Get
Go ahead.
another question.
So I or
No.
you?
No,
I get another question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you fight often?
Yes, and neither of us really like it. So we're laying in the backyard and looking up at the night sky, and we were both thinking about the fight that we'd had, even though neither of us were really talking about it, and we were both quiet for a long while. And she said we should really talk about this. And what did I say, Mark?
I I'm sorry for what happened, but I can help it that I sometimes I'm like this. If you can can't stand this. I'm really sorry. I don't want to do this, but I think I can't do it differently.
Okay. Or was it something else, Brad?
And um, you said first that it was uh, her fault, but after and that there's no point in talking, but after a few moments, calmed down and uh, and tried to reach out and talk it out, but a line had been crossed.
I blamed her and then tried to talk it out, but a line had been crossed. And we kept trying to talk about it, but it didn't really work. And eventually, like, she got frustrated, and I was getting frustrated, and neither of us could really communicate well. Then, what did I say or do, Mark?
So you said something you really shouldn't have said, and that you wish you could have taken back, but you couldn't.
Yeah. Or was it something else, Kala?
Like you stood up and just walked inside without saying anything else.
I said something that I couldn't take back. And then she said that it was over, and she got up and she walked inside. And I could hear her packing up her things as I sat in the grass in the backyard. Then what did I say or do, Brad?
You followed her in and watched her pack and just you know, anytime she reached for anything that was even close to something that you had owned originally, uh, uh, yelled that uh, it was yours and she can only take her own stuff.
Well, or was it something else, Kala?
You sat down on the porch outside and you saw a shooting star in the sky.
I sat down on the porch and I saw a shooting star in the sky. And I stayed out there until she had packed all of her things and called a taxi and left.
Okay. So yeah, I just got my new topic. The foul but slightly smeets well. Sweet smell of sewage.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm gonna prod you first, Brad. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask for some guidance.
Let me see. Uh, it's really interesting that you have gotten both the rotten flesh and the smell of sewage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in
Did-
Stephen King land over here.
Yeah. So I think that's the sort of the question I'm going to ask. Did that earlier childhood experience uh, uh, push you in a direction that brought you to this brought you to sewage?
Yes. And it did the same for my friends. Okay. L.
Were you exploring a new place?
Yes. And it's the first time I've been down here.
Well, my turn.
Yeah. Or it's well, I guess it's the first time I've gone out on my own.
Okay. So, did you slip and fall into the sewage?
Yes. And it really hurts. Yeah, so I think after what happened last time, me and my friends decided not to go into the woods. Like, that's just off limits for now. There was some stern words from our parents to not be there. I think we decided to explore the city more, so, like stay within the city. And maybe it was that same friend that picked up this foul smell again. And we all spread out in different directions trying to find it. And it was dark, it had been raining, and I didn't see that the manhole cover was open. So I felt, now I'm down here in the dark, and then my leg hurts really bad. I tried to look down. And I'm just looking around and feel myself looking in all directions. My mind is flaring in panic. What did I do then, Brad?
I think you dragged yourself up to the ledge in the sewer, but found that and called out for help, but there was no response, and that with your leg hurt, you couldn't manage to climb up, so you just went forward.
Was it something else, Al?
Yeah, Brad took all the things that I was thinking of.
Sorry.
You lay or you sat up in the sewage and you waited for one of your friends to come back and look for you.
Yes, I think that's it. I remember now. I was just panicking. I couldn't decide what to do, so I just sat there in the dark, waiting for one of my friends to find me. And I was down there for a while. Yeah, I eventually I heard someone from up there, but I didn't recognize them because it wasn't one of my friends. It was someone else. What did I say then? Mark.
So there was a worker around there who had heard something, and instead of helping you out, like you asked him, he was starting to give you a lecture.
Yeah, yes, that might have been it. Or was it something else, Brett?
Yes. It wasn't a worker. It was. Um, it was one of your friends. Um, and they they started to help you out, but uh, between uh, your leg and the and just how covered you are in sewage, they freaked out.
As I think that's what happened. It was one of my. I realized that we weren't friends anymore. Not really. When they ran off after, I mean, they tried their best, but there wasn't really anything that they could do. It's just not enough. So they left me down there. And it's just this feeling of darkness came over me. I remembered all the scary stories I'd read, the monsters in the sewers, of crocodiles and whatnot. So I realized that I needed to do something quickly to get out of here. What did I do? What did I do, El?
Um, you sang a song to yourself, partially to keep yourself calm, partially to try and alert somebody else to the fact that you were there, and found a stick and just kind of like whacked it against anything metal that you could find to make noise.
Yes, that sounds possible. Or was it something else, Mark?
Yeah, I think like staying calm was the only thing you didn't do. Screaming and trying to flailing around, stuff like that. But yeah.
Yes. That does sound like me. I freaked out down there. I started flailing around and couldn't control myself. I was panicking.
Ha, I'm rich now.
Yes. And I realized that I couldn't. After a while, my leg just started hurting more, and I saw that it didn't look like it should. It wasn't right. It was all kinds of wrong. So I decided that I needed to do something about my leg. What did I do, Brad?
Uh, there. There was a stick in the sewer, and you tried to uh, use it and scraps from your shirt uh, to make a brace, but in the process of trying to do that, passed out not once but multiple times before finally getting it in place and starting to climb out.
Yes. Maybe that would explain what happened to the stick, but was it something else, Al?
Um, you use scraps from your shirt to tie the um, your calf to your thigh to keep your leg up and out of the way, so you could get up and brace yourself against the sewer wall to find somewhere that would be easier to climb out of.
Yes. So I think that's what happened. I didn't go back up that hole. Didn't trust it. Too many dangerous things up there. So I tied up my leg with a bit of my shirt, and I kept going, hoping that I'd find someplace else. I think eventually I walked for I don't know how long, but I ended up where the sewage water runs off, where it pours out into the river, and I sat down, thinking that this wasn't ideal, but maybe it's the best I can do. And yeah, that's what I remember. So the foul of slightly sweet, but the foul of slightly sweet smell of sewage. The foul but slightly sweet smell of sewage reminds me of the time when my friends abandoned me in the dark. It was a bad time. I think that might have been the last time I saw most of them for many years.
That was rough.
Yeah. Harsh times.
So, I roll next, right?
Yeah. I think that's how it works out.
The clunk of a heavy metal door closing. I see. Brett. Ask me a question.
Okay. Was the clunk of a heavy door closing
Yeah.
the last thing you remember of someone that you cared about before they drove away forever?
Yes. Yes, that is exactly what happened. It was when I was thrown in that cell, and then she was gone. Color.
Did you deserve it?
Yes, I suppose so. I I did things that probably no, you shouldn't be able to make you shouldn't make those decisions for people, and I just did decisions that were not fit for me to make. Well,
Uh, were you rightfully convicted of the crime you committed?
yes, I was convicted for all the things that I had done leading the research I did, and I I was thinking that I did the right thing, but was it though?
So,
Yeah.
so, will you? Let's see. Let me see how to phrase this. Are you proud of what you did?
Yes. I mean, I did deserve my sentence, and I did deserve what happened to me, but in the end, it was for the bigger cause, and it had to be done. Yes, I remember now that I was working on this drug that that you could use to manipulate memories to some extent, and I you can even use it to recollect things that were completely gone and or merge memories, but I needed people to try it out, so in the end I used people that were not knowing what they were getting into, and what did I do next? Um, Let me see. There's no penny. Uh, as
Yes, I should
color,
take one.
yeah.
Yeah, I should have had one at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I still ask you, color.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah, I think you realized that you would have to experiment on yourself because you didn't have enough funding. Try this new drug on yourself.
Ah. Uh, okay, and this is uh, uh, after you've been thrown in the cell, right? Or is it?
And
Or
I think
did we?
that's it might
Mm.
also be what's leading up to, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I understand it.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's just like the scenario of
Sure.
like,
Sure.
what this memory is about.
Okay. Uh, I think that even though uh, your options were narrowing and and uh, people were starting to turn on you, you were starting to see results, and uh, just found more subjects by not telling people exactly what was going on.
Oh, that was already happening before.
Oh, okay, sorry. Uh, uh, so, I think that, oh, okay. So, after, being, put away, you, contacted, colleagues who, and insisted that the that you were so close, and that the notes were there, and they should continue your research.
Uh, hmm. I have to decide between you two. That's a bad thing because I would love to combine it. Uh,
Only one of us read.
yeah, but in the end, I think that even though I was very fond, I had um I had results. I needed for the final experience. I needed to understand it more in depth. So I actually conducted the experiment on myself. I don't really want to talk about, and I got so confused and caught up in it, in those feel repressed feelings and memories that I lived them out, and I I injured one of my uh of the co-researchers, and that one that I was not on good terms with. And oh, what happened next, Brad? Oh no, that's not fair. No, you didn't even hear what was going. No, I was conducting the experiment on myself and linked myself up with someone that had repressed memories um, and urges and stuff like that. You know, really nasty stuff. And I started acting like those were my memories and injured one of my coworkers that
Ah, okay.
I was already not on good terms with.
Um, and the they uh, rather than reporting it, they uh, since they had received your memories, and knew that the drug was working, uh, they instead tried to blackmail you.
Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Is that really what happened, Carlo?
No, you went to the police and confessed to the crimes that you remembered yourself doing.
Mm, I I might have ended up that way, but in the end, my colleagues stopped me from doing it, and when I was coming back to my senses, they made sure that all the crimes we have committed as a group, everything that I wanted to or didn't want to do, was going to be on my shoulders if anything would come to light at some point. Um, so then that one day came, and my she warned me, but I didn't listen. And what happened? L.
Um, you you kept trying to convince her, and you got more and more desperate about it.
Was that what happened, Brad?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. No, you you found that if you just kept a careful memoir, uh, even even if she turned on you, if everyone turned on you, that uh, in the end, uh, nobody else mattered. Just the work mattered.
That I thought so at that point, at least. And well, at some point, when I thought I would be safe for now, it all came down. That one reporter that was just looking for scoops just found something and kept digging like the rat he was, and it all came to light, and they all have crafted evidence, and I did those things, but it wasn't me alone. I wasn't the one doing it. I was deciding on it. I just did what they told me. No, no, that is not true. I wanted it also to happen, but they deserve the same thing as me if I deserve to be in there and see her go away forever, never turning around. Okay. I think I'm done.
Yeah. Hand over your last penny.
No, that's my penny.
No. Not how this works.
And a penny for my thoughts. Boop. Okay.
So, does L go next, or
Let's see. Yeah, we were actually talking about this because I'm not just because of all the tech issues. I'm not sure that we'll be able to finish tonight.
Yeah.
Just yeah, we don't know how long it's going to take with the internet being what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Since we have just finished a round, you want to just call it here?
Yeah. Maybe pick it up next week and just dig into the last bit of this game.
We can like pick this back up next week, or I was gonna say we could talk a little bit about what campaign we want to do from here, but let's do that on Discord since this is being so frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that elsewhere.
Yeah. So thanks again. If if you want to do like quick shout outs before I drop again. Elle, you do cool stuff on the internet, yes?
I do
Some
a cool thing on the
podcasts?
internet. I do a podcast called Sun City Duet. We release on Tuesdays. Me and my friend Ben Roswell play a hack of Firebrands. And Tuesday's episode should be going up sometime today. So that's how things work out. So you can find that at suncityduet.com by searching Sun City Duet on iTunes, and you can find me at Occasional L on Twitter.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. And Umbra, Mark, do you have any shout outs?
Ah,
I agree.
Let's just shout out to the internet for working to the
yeah.
keep it up.
Oh, he's back.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Thanks for anyone who endured that, cast included. We'll try to make sure it works better next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So, when disaster is not occurring, you can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/rpglory, at mixer.com/rpglory. You can find an archive of my stuff on YouTube/C/rpglory. And if you want to yell at me on Twitter, that's rpglory.dotcom. I'll be back on hopefully I'll be back on Saturday for, I think it's going to be one more round of Hacking Infinity before quite possibly doing like a month or two of playtest campaign, which I'm very much looking forward to. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, we'll be doing Nissan Shi Go, which is a play that is simulating an 80s cartoon where we all play ninjas, ninjas in space, often fighting pirates.
As these things go.
Yeah. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.